most fear is rational because you have a survival instinct, and the survival instinct says stay alive at all costs. There's no hedging your bets on that. The survival instinct says stay alive at all costs. So any fear you have comes down to a survival fear at the very bottom of it. And that's a rational fear to have. So we would say the response to fear can be what you might refer to as irrational if you get up in that band and you spend a lot of time in that. A survival instinct fear is non-negotiable. You're going to have survival instinct fears all the time. And we would say rather than call it an irrational fear, we would say an irrational reaction to a survival instinct. You're having an irrational reaction to your survival instinct. And the irrational reaction to your survival instinct is to believe that there's no choice but to live in that band. That would be what we would call irrational. And to believe that there's a solution. There's no choice but to be there, and that somehow if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to find a solution there, which that don't work. It's down here. It's that point when you're actually having the biological response to stimulus. And that's a difficult place because a lot of times in that biological response to stimulus, you're also having increased adrenaline, heart rate, sweating, tears, panic, all that kind of body stuff can get stirred up in that moment. And when the body stuff gets involved, it can be really hard to separate out, I'm having a body reaction here, but I don't need to base my next step on my body reaction. That convincing yourself that it's okay to be freaked out, as the as the phrase goes, and not act for freak out. That would be coming into rationality about it. And that takes presence of mind. Presence of mind. And that's what the tools and striving to be consciousness gives you. Is because as you strive to be conscious, you say, in every moment, a very good tool here is what is true now. In every moment you have access to what is true now, and you can say, I'm wearing brown pants. And in that moment, you will break up that pattern that wants to rush ahead into that fear response. If you remember to use it. And that's why we've been doing this for as long as we have. Top 5. We have no idea what your top 5 fears are. The ones we always see, the subjects we always see fear around. Money, housing, job, relationships, and health. Those are top 5 subjects. Individual fears. We've seen people get as scared of something like a spider as they get as almost getting hit by a bus. It's a really individuated thing. But those 5 subjects for sure.